Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and tonight I'm joined by Derek.
Hey everybody, how are you?
We're back discussing Wicked Wicked Games, the telenovela that aired on the My Network from 2006 to 2007. We're talking about episodes 6 through 15, so we have a lot to discuss. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. Okay, so now trying to rewind from 15 all the way back to 6. I
Yeah,
think where we came back is Voldemort was having memories of who could have been at the track the night that or the day that he was drugged.
mhm,
So he starts talking to a sketch artist
mhm,
who I thought was gonna sketch Daniel, aka Aaron,
yeah,
but it ended up being Josh.
yeah.
Did you remember that happening, or did you think it was
I
gonna be
did
Daniel?
remember just because of the recap episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I actually saw my first episode in this batch, which is pretty
Oh.
funny.
Oh, really? That's cool. I don't normally skip recaps like when they do previously on, but
Mhm,
these are so long. Like I
mhm.
was like, I have to get through these, and I just kept skipping. It was like 5 minutes, some of them.
Yeah, the recaps are long, very, very long,
They're like, just in case you missed the last 2 weeks, this is what happened.
right? Well, and they were helpful when I originally aired it because I was like,
And I feel like last time you said they would also do Saturday recap episodes.
they did like a long, like hour-long recap episode of like important scenes. Yeah.
Wow. So they really wanted people to know what was going on. So yeah, so the drawing ends up being Josh.
Mhm.
And Daniel has to pretend like Josh is just a friend, not his brother, his twin brother at that.
Mhm.
And of course, we keep hearing Josh is just a pawn from his mother,
Mhm.
like echoing in his head. she she put me through it these 2 weeks. Honestly, those
Mhm.
alone scenes she has with her digital camera,
Mhm.
some of the things she says, I'm just like, I can't believe she said that.
Yeah, there's no, rules with her.
I even had messaged you how she treated her assistant. It was just like I
Oh,
couldn't
man,
believe
she's,
it.
like, unbelievable.
But speaking of Blythe, she managed to get Theo to meet up with her
Mhm.
for drinks.
Yeah.
I don't know where this restaurant is. I kept thinking that it was at the tracks, but I don't think it is.
Okay, so something about the restaurant that I noticed is it like the casino and the restaurant and the
Mhm.
nightclub all the same place? Like, are they all connected? I feel like they're always in the same place.
Right.
And
I see, I thought so
Adagio.
too. I thought so too, because there was a point where
Yeah.
they showed the exterior for,
Uh-huh.
like, the casino/restaurant, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that looks like the outside of the club that they show that Brooke always goes to," but it wasn't.
Yeah, what the name of the nightclub was called, like, Heat or something like that, so maybe
Mhm.
that's different, but, like, I feel like they're all, like, near each other, like, they're in a small town, I
Yeah,
guess outside San Diego, I think it is, but yeah.
yeah. Um, so they meet up for drinks, and somehow she gets a hold of his cell phone. I don't know if he went to go to
Yeah,
the bathroom. So she
yeah.
snatches his cell phone, and she has him feed her olives from her dirty martini to her. And honestly, I'm disappointed in him. I thought he had something special with Hope that he wouldn't do that to her.
Well, and I'll get into this later, but there's things about Theo that I'm like, "What?"
um, so yeah, so Blythe then takes it upon herself to pay a visit to his house to return the cell phone.
Mhm.
She was so rude to Hope.
Oh my
She
god,
thought
call her
she like
maid.
tried to hand her coat to her like she was the maid.
Yeah.
And Hope was like, the maid went home for the night.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, who are you?" So
Oh,
she made it known that
they
her
were
and
yeah.
Theo had met up. Meanwhile, he
Did
lied
she
to her.
just wait, okay, I might be confused, but maybe I'm jumping ahead. No, I think I am. Oh, no, this was the last time. There was the lipstick on Theo's,
The
on
last time, yeah. Which
yeah.
I couldn't see
So
because
she
I think
caught
at
up
that
to
I
two
was
and
watching
two
on my
together.
phone, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so Hope seems to be, like, really good friends with Theo's sister.
Yeah.
They hang
Mhm.
out a lot.
Yeah.
and she voices her concerns about Blythe to her a lot.
Mhm.
And Madeline's her name, right?
Yes.
I
Mhm.
did take one note. I said Madeline still has an online boyfriend who we don't know who it is.
I'm wondering, has she seen a picture of him yet? Like, I'm so
Right?
confused. Like they talk pretty regularly. I'm like, you would think he would have sent like a picture or like a something.
Right, he could have sent it through email. I think MySpace was
Yeah.
around then, so they could have just, like,
Mhm.
swiped MySpace, like
Mhm.
um, but Madeline says that she's being crazy, that he loves her.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, we've never seen Madeline and Theo actually share a scene together.
I don't remember. Maybe I think you're right.
Yeah,
Actually,
'cause she's always at her house, either, like, reading her
yeah.
tarot cards or on her computer talking to her online boyfriend.
I know they will have scenes for sure. So maybe this hasn't
Okay.
happened.
Um, so what's her name? Emma. Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah. She is really confusing with her, feelings for Josh and
Yeah. I
her
wanted to get
confusion
into
over
that.
Edward. Edward's his name? Yeah.
Edward, yes. So where we left off, Brooke found Josh massaging Emma, and that was
Right.
the beginning of the first episode we watched. And like, yeah, she reacted very childishly, of course, and
Yeah, so, like,
it was
threw
kind of inappropriate, but like at the same time, but.
she threw something glass against the wall.
Yeah,
So I just feel like so much happened in these episodes that I
yeah,
totally even forgot that that was an issue. Like,
yeah. There's a lot going on.
Daniel and Brooke barely shared scenes together till,
No.
like, towards the end, so I was like, "Oh, right, I forgot she has a crush on him."
Hmm.
Like, it almost felt like a season's worth of episodes that we
Yeah,
watched.
it did. And Emma, Brooke is really horrible to Emma. I'm like, what? Wow.
Terrible. She's like she, like, acts out her frustration by going out and getting super, super drunk with her friend,
Yeah,
Cherry,
Cherry. Yeah.
who had a small line saying, "I didn't get to the bank yet to cash my check," and so
Hmm.
she seems like
Hmm.
Cherry seems like she's comfortable asking her to basically pay for everything
Hmm.
as
Yeah.
long as she gets to go out. I didn't that felt like it was put there for a reason. I didn't know if that was gonna develop into something later on.
Hmm.
You probably know because you watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so Brooke's getting super, super drunk. She's doing like double shots of tequila, flirting with guys, getting messy, and
Hmm.
the bartender cuts her off, and she's not having that. So she decides she's gonna get up on top of the bar and dance
Yeah.
and fall.
Hmm.
um, and she like lashes out whenever anybody in her family tells her she has no direction. She's 23 and she does not have a job. She's not going to school. All she does is get drunk,
And live off her dad's credit cards, which he took away.
which was another annoying thing she lashed out about.
Yeah.
She she's so annoying with Emma. Anytime Emma is talking, just even
Mhm.
just looking at somebody that she might be interested in, she's just like, "Fuck that
Yeah,
bitch."
that guy at the club, she, like, convinced her to go out with her, like, she thought they were, like, flirting, but really
Uh-huh.
they were just exchanging business cards or something, and she blew it all out of proportion.
Yeah, so annoying. She thought like she was because she Emma didn't have a business card, so he was giving her
Right, that's
his to
right.
write her number on, I guess.
Mhm.
And she thought that they were just exchanging numbers.
Yeah, that's right. Mhm.
Um, Taylor went out to dinner, like a business dinner with
Mhm.
Daniel,
Mhm.
and we saw Lonnie,
Yeah,
Blythe's assistant,
right.
in the restaurant. And she saw Daniel and she got all excited and was like, "Hey," and he was like, hey, you,
Yeah, yeah,
somebody that I
yeah.
used to work with," and she's just like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." Very
Almost pulled
awkward.
a cover.
I wanna know more about her. They
Uh-huh.
show her, but I wanna know, like, more of her backstory and, like, from her perspective.
Well, we did kinda get a little bit. Blake met her in Vegas, and she's
Mhm.
starting to send him back to Vegas her back to Vegas.
It's,
Uh,
it
yeah.
so we later on meet her sister, who apparently is in an abusive relationship,
Mhm.
but apparently Lonnie was also in a similar situation.
Yeah, I think it was her pimp or something.
And she mentioned her being addicted to drugs.
Yeah, I think life got her out of that life, and that's why, like, she feels like she owes her
Mhm.
because, she mentioned Blythe mentioned it, that she was gonna send her back to Damien in Vegas,
Yeah.
which probably is either a drug dealer or a pimp or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Um, I don't know, it's just really frustrating to see her be so, like, cowering to Blythe because I just feel like she should be more confident, but I don't know what she's been through, so
Yeah.
but she also has the side of her that feels like she wants to be bad and, like, a little bit mischievous because
Mhm.
she takes note when Taylor says that he's at that bar every day at 6 p.m. to take it upon herself to go there the next day at 6 p.m. to, like,
Yeah, to,
have a
like, wait.
semi happy hour date with him.
Yeah.
But the minute she sees, I don't remember who she saw, Daniel maybe, she, like, is like, "Oh, god," she pretends to spill a drink on her, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta get, like, change my clothes or whatever and, like, get
Yeah.
out of there." So I don't know what she's trying to do there because it seems like she knows what the plan is,
Yeah.
or she's at least clued into
Oh,
who the
somehow.
players are.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, when her sister showed up and Blythe was like really nice to her and was like, "Oh, go to lunch, take my card, it's on me, whatever." And she's like, "I just have to finish up something with Lonnie." And she
Mhm.
grabbed her hair. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
what is happening?"
Yeah, that was crazy. She did, like, a complete 360 and, like, it was just like, wow.
So unhinged, so unhinged.
Mhm.
Um, what else? I'm like trying to remember all the big crazy things that happened. Oh, so Emma went on a picnic date with Josh,
Yeah.
but she arranged for her aunt Madeline to like pretend happen upon them in the park so that
Yeah,
she could meet him and like I guess
or check 'em out.
check him out. um but Josh kind of figured that that's what she did because he kind of calls her out on it.
Yeah. Oh, you just randomly run into your aunt in the park?
Yeah. Their whole date though, where they made that bet where she could climb the tree, I was like, "Girl, don't do it." She couldn't even like, she didn't even have the body strength to pull herself up.
No.
He had to keep trying to lift her.
Mhm. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was a mess. So I think it was at the end of that date, they were in the car and he kissed her and
Mhm.
Edward saw and he went like, he like
Oh,
bum
really
rushed the
quick.
car and like punched him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm missing a big thing that happened. Blythe um planted a needle and the prescription medication that
Uh-huh.
Baltimore was
Yeah.
drugged with in his car.
Right, because she pretended like, she had a flat tire or something, he drove her to work.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny the way she talks about her sons because she talks about Daniel like they're so much alike and he's the one that she works with the best
Mhm.
and how she's so proud of him. And then she's just like, but I love me more.
Yeah.
She was like, but she's like, I have to make sure I'm happy.
Right. She's like, "Is that a crime?" or something like that.
Yes. Like she has all these like little things like they say you're not supposed to favor one son over the other. She's like, but Josh is an idiot. Even though he went to medical school.
Right? Or he lacks drive or something like that, whatever she said.
Yeah. Um after she like the episode where she had grabbed Lonnie by the hair
Mhm.
and gave her a necklace.
Yeah.
She was like she's like, that's how you keep people in control. She's like, you make them scared of you. She's like, and then you make them think that you care about them.
Right. And then they'll do whatever they want for you.
Yeah. It's like, what? She's so crazy.
Mhm.
Um, so so Theo and Hope end up making love,
Mhm.
and he goes into the shower, and I guess Blythe texted him, and she
Mhm.
opens his phone and sees something along the lines of "Can't wait to finish what we started the other night."
Yeah.
So he comes out of the shower like in the afterglow, like kissy
Uh,
kissy, and she's just like,
she
there's people that actually want to be with me because she
yeah.
had ran into somebody that she knew that was like, you look so good, blah blah blah.
How
So
does 2006 someone like just looking at somebody's text while they're in the shower?
well, he said that he's like, "You're going through my phone now."
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, he got you there," but
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like if there's precedent and she's already like a little bit weary, she had every right to go through it.
Yeah, she's already kind of like suspicious.
And that was before smartphones where you had locked
Yeah.
screens, so you could just open it and read it.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so she's like, she reiterates what the text said. She's like, she wants to finish what was started. She's like, what was started?
Right, right.
uh, and he, this is why I was disappointed in him because then he continues to see Blythe.
Hmm.
Um, so an unexpected duo that I didn't have on my bingo card but actually like is Blythe zeroing in on Brooke at the club.
Oh
I
yeah.
actually
Mhm.
really enjoy their scenes together.
They are good, yeah, and, she taught her how to, drink water in between drinks so that she's not hungover the next day or something.
Right. But when the guy, like, at the bar pushed Brooke and, like, didn't apologize or anything,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I loved how crazy she got, and she, like, twisted his hand back
Yeah,
and
uh-huh.
made him apologize.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Brooke's, like, obsessed with her and, like, just
Mhm,
wants to
that's
be
her
just like
idol.
her. Yeah. And the next morning when she's talking to Hope, she's like, "I feel so great. I drank so much last night and came home at 3 in the morning and not hungover." And
Mhm.
when she says that Blythe was the one that taught her that, she was like, she says something like, "That psycho just taught you how to elongate your drinking and make you drink more."
Yeah.
Um, but because Blythe's already like planting the seeds, Brooke, being the selfish person that she is, just sees this as another slight to her. Like, you never want me to have fun. Like, I don't know. I don't like her.
Mhm.
um, Ed, Edward's still carrying on with Theo's secretary.
Yes.
Um, so there was a couple of times that Emma came to the apartment while he was with the secretary. I can't remember her
Yeah.
name,
Jennifer, yeah.
Jennifer. And I kept thinking because she kept knocking, but I kept thinking they've been together, I would assume, a long time. Why doesn't she have a key to his apartment?
Yeah, that was interesting, yeah.
But then later on, towards the end, when Brooke's pulling her mess, she does have a key to the apartment. I'm like, now she has a key.
I didn't catch that. That's a good catch, yeah.
Yeah. um. So yeah. So Josh gets arrested because they find the contraband, the needle,
Mhm.
and the prescription in his car,
Mhm.
and he needs to get a lawyer. So he calls Josh, and Josh says, "I'll get Mom's lawyer on it."
Mhm.
Um. And Blythe, for a minute, she even fooled me because the way she was acting sounded like she was concerned, like she had a lucid moment.
Mhm. She did.
Like, she's like, "I'm not gonna leave my son in jail." Like, just the way she said it, it didn't sound like she was being manipulative. I was like, "Does she actually care?"
No, I
Like,
think she cares.
I don't know. I don't think she does.
Did Benjamin like, "Until Josh is sleeping in his bed, you won't be sleeping in mine."
Well, even when like she's talking to Daniel and she's like, "We can't have any slip ups." She's like, "The plan is bigger than either any one of us." So she's basically like, any one of us can go like at any
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
Um, so the charges, long story short, end up getting dropped because he was at work when Voldemort was attacked.
Mhm.
Um, and the prescription was made out by a woman.
Yeah,
He
something
said,
like that. I think it was Blake doctored it. I don't really know. They didn't
"Oh,
mention it.
maybe,
That was just
maybe
my guess. Yeah.
that's
But
possible."
now we know why Aaron took the prescription pad because I guess in case they needed it later for some
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah, and you did say that he made that phone call the last time we watched
Yeah. Mhm.
to make sure that they had a certain medication.
Mhm.
Um, so Blythe is able to lure Theo to stay out all night,
Yeah.
and he once again lies to Hope, saying
Hmm.
it's like a business meeting in LA,
Right.
and she seduces him.
Yeah.
He
Which I
spends
did not remember. So
the
I was like, "Oh, they had sex." I had no idea.
that was the moment I was like, all right, you're no good. I can't root for you because you're cheating now. Like I thought you cared about Hope, you don't.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to say about Theo is like he's becoming more and more unlikable as I watch the show.
It's almost like he's turning into the man that
Blake wants him.
life sees or knows.
Right,
So
yeah.
now are they trying to make us hate him so we're rooting for her? like,
I
like
mean, yeah,
kill him, kill him.
right? But it's funny because when I watched the show, I was kind of like, "Oh, this woman's crazy." Like I was on Team Theo because I mean I loved Ben from Sunset Beach, so now kind of seeing it from the opposite side, I'm like, this guy's really not that great.
Mhm. um so while he's sleeping in bed after the act, she was saying a plan coming together or going as planned is better than sex. And she like
Yeah.
changed herself. So the next day he sends her flowers and a card, and
Hmm.
Lonnie brings it in.
Yeah.
He reads it, and that it was crazy. She was like
Yeah.
with the letter.
Yeah. Crazy.
And she's like, you can take it away now. Like
Yeah.
nuts.
Which was the scene where she was like, "I want to commend you for rescheduling me," and then she like insults her outfit. I think that might have been earlier.
That was towards the end of
That was
the
towards the end.
episode.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she was like that something about the dress makes your hips look big or something. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
know. So Lonnie's sister gets a job waitressing at the casino bar that
Yeah.
Theo hangs out at, and
Mhm.
he takes a liking to her. She
Mhm.
thinks he's flirting with her, which I guess he could be.
Yeah. He
He
could.
seems to tip her really well. She said when Lonnie's there, like just checking on her, she's
Mhm.
like, she says he's like single handedly like paying my rent right now with
Mhm.
his tips. Like,
Yeah.
so now that I know he's a cheater, I'm like, well, is he gonna sleep with Lonnie's sister now too? Like,
Right. Yeah.
I don't hold anything again. Like, I feel like it's all
Mhm.
bets are off now.
Yeah. Well, I guess I kind of rooted for Theo because I didn't know he actually slept with Blake during the original time I watched it. So now I'm kind of like on the same page with you.
Well, I was never. I don't know. I've actually never seen all of Sunset Beach, but
Yeah,
I've
I
only
think
seen
you're
the first year, like half of it. I'm not a huge Ben fan, but I like Meg, so
yeah, I liked Meg and Ben. Yeah, we're kind of like who I rooted for. Yeah, I started watching like towards the end of the first year and then continued till the
oh, okay.
end. Hmm.
Um, so what else happened? Did you take any notes of things that you wanted to make sure you mentioned?
Um, you kind of mentioned most of it. I mean, we talked about the whole, Josh being framed, then he was, let go. As well towards the end, Daniel's like losing it. He's, not. I guess the plan's not going the way he thought. And then Brooke got engaged, so
Hmm.
very like worried that
Yes.
like
So Burke got engaged, and
yeah,
he tells Blythe,
uh-huh,
uh, Daniel, Aaron tells Blythe,
right,
and she says that they're going to stick to the plan and she'll take care of it.
right. And that's the first scene I ever saw was that scene.
Really? So she runs into Brooke and she invites her out to dinner.
Yeah.
And then she meets up with Theo and she
Mhm.
tells him that she's had because he invites her to dinner and she says, oh, I'm actually having dinner with your daughter.
Right. Yeah.
She seemed like she needed somebody to talk to.
Uh-huh.
And he says something like, oh, she could use a more mature friend. And she
Yeah.
was like, a woman my age does not want to hear the word mature.
Yeah.
So he says, oh, we'll have a nice dinner. And as she's walking away, I thought this was a little ballsy for her to say out loud because I felt like
Yeah.
she was still in earshot, that she was like, you're the main
Mhm.
course or something.
Mhm.
Um, but she basically tells Brooke that she should take revenge out on her sister, like,
Mhm.
hurt her as much as she's hurt you.
Right. Give her a taste of her own medicine. Yeah.
And this is when I was reminded about the whole Daniel thing, and I'm like, "Oh, I thought that was way over with, like, I thought we were past this."
Oh, we're clearly not over it now.
So she goes to Edward's apartment to
Mhm.
toast his engagement, but she basically
Mhm.
throws herself on top of him,
Yeah.
unbuttons her shirt, and he,
Um,
like, is, like, kissing her chest, making out with her, and
yeah.
and this is when Emma walks in because now she has keys to the apartment.
Yeah. All of a sudden.
Yeah. So, she doesn't believe she knows her sister, so she kind of believes that this is some game she's playing,
Yeah.
but she's Edward lies and says she threw herself at me or she jumped on top of me or whatever. I didn't do anything or she kissed me. I'm like, you kissed her chest. I saw it happen.
Right, right, right.
Like, the minute she exposed herself, you started kissing her.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Oh,
Mhm.
and he was disgusting this whole week, acting like he was the one that was wrong because she was on a date. Meanwhile, he's
Oh,
sleeping with
yeah.
his secretary. I was just so disgusted by him.
Yeah, I can't stand Edward, no. He's got a nice body, but that's about it.
Yeah, that actually that actually made me Google him, and he only did 2 things, Dante's Cove before this, and then this.
Oh, really? He was in
Yeah.
Dante's Cove? Okay. Funny.
I know, me too. I was like, I watched that. I was like, Who was he on Dante's Cove?" Um, so yeah, he's a skis. I can't take it.
Mhm.
Um, so
Oh,
that was basically Brooke not being able to pull the plan off. So
yeah,
they're still engaged. I don't know what Blythe's gonna do.
yeah.
I mean,
The other thing I wanted to mention was, Taylor kinda caught on to some of the things Daniel was doing with the construction and the wiring for the slot machines that they don't need because
mhm.
it's illegal there. So he got into a lot of trouble with Theo, and it seems like he's starting to have some kind of like anxiety attack or panic attack because the plan's not going the way
Yeah.
it
So
should.
the first time he was having an issue, I was like, "Is he
Yeah,
having, like, acid reflux? Like, does he have an
yeah,
ulcer?" And then he took a drink, and I was like, "That's not gonna be good if it's acid reflux."
yeah, yeah.
But then when he at the end, when it was happening again and he called Josh, I was like, "He must be having a panic attack."
Right, yeah. He
'Cause I
definitely.
was like, "What is this?" He kept, like, gasping, and I'm like, "Can he not breathe? Like, what's happening?"
Yeah, I think it's either an anxiety or panic attack, something like that. I think Blythe's last like call with him kind of like unsettled him a little bit.
He he had, like, I felt softer moments. I feel like he's starting to feel bad what he's doing to his brother.
Yeah, I think so too.
He was, like, looking at family, like, old photos, and he took a picture with that I assume was them when they were kids,
Hmm.
and, like, put it in his pocket.
Yeah,
Um,
and the other thing was like Josh was kind of like stalking Emma and like kind of like being like, oh, like going to her work and like just doing all these things to try to like explain that he wasn't her, but Emma lost faith in him and it's over, it's done. There's not much that
yeah.
it's going to be done. It's over. So I think Josh is like heartbroken, and then that cop was like watching him for Theo and like found nothing.
Right, he could that was dumb luck because, like,
Yeah,
a delivery guy, like, blocked his view when Blythe was leaving Josh's
yeah,
apartment.
that was
Like,
really dumb luck.
that was all luck, and
All that would have got exposed. That's her son.
yeah. Um, so I wonder now if Blythe still wants both of her sons to marry these 2 girls, or if she's just focused on Emma because she's the one that has the money.
I think she does. I think that's her goal. Yeah, because I think they did like a little voiceover when Aaron was having that anxiety attack that she wants him to marry Emma and Josh to marry Brooke. So
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. I'm trying to think what else if there was something else I missed. No, I think that was it.
okay.
I feel like there was always one big thing that happened in every episode.
Yeah, it was.
Even if it was just them like repeating themselves and like nothing was really
Yeah,
happening, the cliffhanger was like something and it was like, oh shit, and you have to like watch the next episode.
yeah,
um oh, Josh was suspended from his job even though the
yeah,
charges were dropped because
right,
the hospital has to do like a formal investigation.
right. Hmm.
And at that point I felt like he was starting to look a little unhinged, like maybe he wasn't sleeping and like
Hmm.
he kept like coming to see Emma and she was like, I don't want to see you. I have to work on my relationship. Like
Yeah.
he even was in the office at one point and Edward was there
Hmm.
and he was like, tell me that you love him. And like she wouldn't say it.
No, she wouldn't.
Yeah.
That was so weird. Like, why? I mean, I know obviously I think Emma doesn't love Edward. I think she's just using it as a distraction because it didn't work out with Josh. And I think that's why she got engaged to him.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that is because is she just so afraid of being alone that she doesn't want to date other people to see that there are better people than Edward? Like,
Yeah, I guess so. I think Edward's like her escape from her like family and like her feelings for Josh, and she doesn't know for sure if Josh is a good person or not. So she's like, I'm just gonna put all my eggs in my basket with Edward and try to forget about it.
mm. Also, there were small things, but like
Hmm.
things that made me hate Brooke.
Oh yeah.
After she was cut off, got her credit cards taken away, she took the pool boys' money to basically take her and her friends out.
Oh my god, that was so horrible.
Um, and she's treating Hope like shit, honestly.
She really is. I mean, that's the woman that raised you. Like, have some respect. Oh my god.
And it almost feels like she's doing it because she's not like championing her. Sorry,
Yeah.
like Blythe is.
And her jealousy of Emma is just like out of control. It's like,
I liked when Emma finally was like, "You know where to find me when you're ready to apologize for being a bitch." I was like, "Yes,
yeah,
thank you."
yeah. Or when she said like you have emotional maturity of a 5-year-old.
Accurate.
Yes.
um, but Theo actually made her start working
That's
for the
sad.
company.
Mhm. I did enjoy that scene because like she finally buckled down and was like, okay, I'll do it as long as she doesn't have to work with Emma. But it's just like, maybe there's some hope for her at this point.
I mean, we hope. I mean, because he was basically like, she was like, "Oh, so you're gonna put me out on the street?" And he's like, "One way or another, you're gonna start supporting yourself."
Yeah,
So I guess she figured at least she has like the cushion of it being daddy's company.
yeah,
Um, so now that she's gonna be working for the company, that's gonna put her back in Daniel's orbit. So that should be interesting
yeah, for sure.
because I know she's probably gonna throw herself at him
Hmm.
because she never bought that he wasn't attracted to her.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I so he's been actually basically been acting like a friend sort of to Emma. Like they have like these nice
mhm,
talks,
yeah,
and it's almost like on paper, it sounds like she likes what she's hearing from him, but she's thinking about Josh the whole time.
yeah. It
So it
sounds.
really is about who she's attracted to. It doesn't matter if you're saying all the right things.
Mhm.
uh, I kept looking at the two actors because like they're supposed to be twins, and they're not identical, but I'm like trying to see if like they could pass for twins. I was looking when they were showing the drawing, I was like, I guess they have similar lips.
I mean, they got dark hair. That's about
They're both
it.
but I think that's all I have. You have anything else?
I don't think so. We did talk about the whole Brooke thing, which I wanted to talk about. It's like her character just keeps getting more and more annoying. I
I want to see more of Lonnie and her sister. I need more like
mean, we definitely will. Yeah,
okay, good.
it's gonna as the show progresses, that definitely becomes a big thing. Yeah, for sure.
And I want to find out who this online boyfriend is.
Yeah. I think the next like 10 to 15 episodes are like really, really good. Like it's when
Okay.
things really start getting moving. So yeah.
Okay. Well, that will bring us to the midpoint of the series. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
wow. All right. Well, if we're done, I guess we could wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Wicked Wicked Games. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night.
Yeah. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.